Before we click anything, you need to understand this one concept. An option is a contract, not a stock. When you buy an option, you're buying the right to buy or sell a stock at a specific price before a specific date. Two types: